as a girl, I had this dream of falling in love with a close friend and building a life with him. That was my heart's deepest desire. It was simple, romantic, and mine. But everything changed when my parents shared their grand plan. My father's new friend and business partner had laid down a proposal which he believed would strengthen both families' prospects. My father, without hesitation, agreed. When I was informed, I flew into a fit of rage. I refused, vehemently, to comply with their bizarre plan. But my resolve crumbled under the weight of my mother's constant tears and emotional pleas. Eventually, I gave in and agreed to marry a man I knew nothing about. I was introduced to my would-be husband's family just 1 month before our wedding. The first time we met was at our family house. He had just returned to the country. We sat across from each other in silence for minutes that felt like an eternity. He was calm, quiet, and just a few years older than me. But I felt nothing. I was too disillusioned to speak. On Valentine's Day, we got married, and that was how Valentine's Day was ruined for me. It felt like a cruel joke. The whole ceremony passed like a blur. I smiled mechanically, hating the crowd, hating my parents, and silently grieving my stolen dream. He didn't smile at all. We were both empty shells on display, while our families celebrated. That night, we didn't even attempt to consummate the marriage. We were exhausted, resentful, and emotionally distant. The next day was no better, so he cancelled the honeymoon. As if I cared. I refused to move in with him, but I was almost dragged out of my father's house. Eventually, I moved into his home. It was a massive house, so I chose the farthest wing and settled there. The space gave us freedom to avoid each other. We only saw each other during the obligatory Sunday meals. During those brief encounters, he'd greet me with a gentle smile, like one reserved for a polite flatmate or a distant cousin. I still did not care. 2 months in, he sent an email informing me of his mother's planned visit. Due to her medical condition, he expected me to show up at every dinner and other family obligations. Who sends an email to their wife? I queried myself as I read the short message several times. I had never been good at playing pretense, so she noticed the distance between her son and I. One afternoon, she called for a meeting and lectured us on the importance of starting a family. I sat next to the man they called my husband in silence, nodding absently while counting the minutes till her talk ended. Later in the evening, her son drove her to the airport, but after she left, something changed. His greetings became warmer. He would ask about my sleep, my health, and other personal questions I found intrusive. I still was not ready to forgive him and his family. One morning, the house help delivered my breakfast tray with fresh flowers and a short, thoughtful note. I loved flowers and had a small garden at my father's vast compound. I ordered the help to take it away, but somehow it made my day. The flowers became a daily gesture, so I stopped fighting it. I found myself looking forward to breakfast. I started to soften. Weeks later, his personal assistant came to my wing of the mansion. That was a first. I was concluding an online course when he announced that my husband would like to have a meeting with me later night. Why didn't he send an email? I thought as I watched his assistant hastily walk away. At that moment, I decided not to honour his invitation. At exactly 9 p.m, the help I had gotten fond of came over to get me, but my mind was already made up. A trainload of flowers would not change my mind. She became devastated, begged, pleaded, cried about losing her job, and my resolve softened. Dragging on a simple dress, I walked to his side of the house. He was already seated in the living room staring absently at the widescreen TV. I flopped into a couch and started counting the minutes. The maid brought out a vintage bottle of wine and quietly left. He switched off the TV and turned dark eyes on me. For the first time, I got to meet the gaze of the man everyone called my husband. His expression was serious, his voice was deep and firm. I listened to him speak about family expectations, about doing our duty, even if we don't want to. He lost me at that point. I was trying to figure out the painting on the wall behind when he asked for my thoughts.